Walter, you know Washington really well, and you know tech really well.
I used to know Washington well. Washington's a bit confusing.
Is there a connection between the two? How much does what happened in Washington affect the tech sector, or is it really on its own? I mean, I think virtually out in Silicon Valley.
As we were saying a moment ago, it definitely affects the healthcare sector, and it definitely affects the financial sector.
Yes.
It affects the tech sector far less. I do think there are certain things, immigration, trade, B-1B visas, those type of things that sort of affect it. But no, I think that the tech is cruising along unless there's some huge trade or problematic disruption.
And is might that be one of the reasons that tech really has been leading, because people have gotten a little nervous about the Trump agenda.
Nervous about everything else.
Exactly right. And if tech keeps going, regardless of whether we get health care or not.
No, I mean, there's a larger issue on technology for me. And as you say, I don't do the day before, one day things. But I'm kind of waiting for the next big breakthrough or innovation. I mean, when Steve Jobs was doing it every 3 years, there was like the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad, things out. I mean, the iPhone changed our lives totally. Things like Uber got to happen. I'm doing this podcast on the innovators, and half of innovation couldn't have happened since 2008 if you hadn't had things like the iPhone, in which an Uber or an Airbnb or whatever could disrupt the entire cab industry, disrupt the hotel industry. I'm not feeling that form of innovation that we've been talking about on this Trailblazers podcast.
To that point, Walter, I just wonder if the focus is even on innovation when the programmers have to focus on what's going to get the most ad clicks.
Right, well, I think if you're in an ad-driven world,
products for that, where's the innovation going to come from if that is the objective of these big companies?
I think you put your finger right on it, which is you used to have multiple revenue streams more easily. If it's all going to be aggregating eyeballs for ad clicks, then Facebook and Google have got you blown out of the water. Yeah. So it's a little bit hard to do. So you've got to create some new innovations, it would seem to me, that aren't just ad-driven. Now, you've seen that about, Uber is not ad-driven,
But I wonder whether we're seeing the innovation right around, so we're missing it. For example, Echo.
I love Amazon Echo, and I love Google Home.
That's a real
really,
innovation.
Really good.
That's a real innovation. And we have virtual reality on the horizon. We've got artificial intelligence. I mean, it may just be around the corner.
Driverless cars, whatever.
Exactly.
Well, there's always a lot of things on the horizon, and sometimes they're mirages, and they keep getting further and further away. I use both Hello Google and, Alexis, the Amazon Echo. I think they're very good, and they will tie in with physical things. I'm not sure that they're not that much different than putting my iPhone on the counter and turning on Siri. So it's not a huge innovation on my part. I think driverless cars will be big, and maybe virtual augmented reality, but these are still around the corner.